What's happening, fishing friends? Welcome to another episode. Today we've got kind of a behind the scenes. I've got stuff to do. Got Stubby Dog down here with me. We got to run some errands, so I figured I'd do kind of like a Debo vlog. I guess you'd call it a D-vlog. Behind the scenes stuff. Right now I'm getting ready to use the thermal printer because I'm finally getting all these giveaways done and out. They were supposed to go out yesterday, but we had a snowstorm. Kids didn't have school. It was pretty horrible out. I think just like 30 minutes south of us, they got like a foot of snow. We got like 8 or something. So let's get this done. You'll see the thermal penis in its action. Let's see. This one's going to Connor. Connor, how much does your package weigh? 13.7 ounces. Just to ship that one package, $7.39. Oh, there's my new fish tank too. This is the awesomeness known as the thermal printer, which is awesome because after you print it, it comes with its own sticky label. Slap that on the package like so. In fact, all of these are giveaways that need to be mailed. Stubby, you want to go post office? Tom, he absolutely loves the pillow. You want to go post office? Let's take all this to the post office. Speaking of fish tanks, people have asked about Old Fudge Stripe. He was sick there for a minute. We've also got a large mystery snail that you can see there. The girls named him Harold. We'll see if we can get Old Fudgy to come out. After getting sick with fin rot, he's been a little bit more shy. Usually when you come up to the glass and shake this, he'll come out. Look at that. He knows what the red lid is. Look at him. Here, look, it's the red lid. You know the red lid. I dropped some pellets in for him this morning, but he is extremely spoiled and he only wants the live stuff. Look at him. There he comes out now. Look at how big he's gotten. All right, I'm sorry. I'm stop teasing you. There he is. He's getting to be a beast. We'll feed him one more of the old Bill Dance approved worms here. I tried feeding him some feeder minnows, and that's what got him sick. He ended up getting fin rot from them. That's why you probably won't be able to see, but he's got some white on his fins. See if we can get him to come out here and take a look. Treated him with some Maricin, which is an antibacterial, and he's doing better now. But like I said, ever since then, he's been a little bit more shy. Doesn't want to come out and eat out of my hands as much as he did before. Now I'm going to make him a little bit different hider. He's getting big enough that his little wooden plant thing back there is not as secure maybe as once before. We'll see if he comes out to eat that. He is getting to be a tank. But anyway, he's doing well. He's eating before he wouldn't even come out and eat. Now, I may have gotten to another obsession here. The girls and I set up a shrimp/guppy tank, and they are absolutely in love with these beautiful little guppies. Super fun. I've had a lot of fun putting up these tanks. Got a few in here. I didn't do species specific, but they are a blast. Also set up a couple other tanks with a little bit different, rarer fish. Maybe that's something I'll do in like a members only thing. I won't bore you with that. Let's go to the post office. Okay, got all those printed out. Only about $70 to mail all this. What do you think, Stubby? It's a bit of a winter wonderland. Okay, let's go. You like going to the post office? Such a handsome boy. Oh, also need to stop over at the can shed. We have a deal where you put all your cans and bottles in bags, take them over, and then... As you can see, when you get done, they give you your cash on an extra bag, and the funny thing is they always give you a $2 bill because it's $7 for a thing full of bottles. Also stopped and grabbed some Chick-fil-A because I got to show you guys my favorite little hack. I always add American cheese to it, but you take your chicken fillet off, throw in some of their buffalo sauce, throw in some Polynesian sauce, hit it with that shake and bake, and voila. You got your own amazing sweet and spicy chicken sandwich. Now why bother doing this, you ask? Well, that way you don't have to dip it and stuff, and it doesn't drip all over, makes it a lot less of a mess. All right, folks, it's a couple days later down here in my basement. The other day I had to go get my girls from school. I had to go do some stuff, so my vlog kind of got cut short. But I've got some awesome subscriber lures and things that people sent me. So first off, we've got Daniel from Top Banana Lures. He wrote me a note here. I appreciate the heck out of him. Good dude. We need to get him on sometime because he's making his own lures. So this is an awesome one and dead bluegill. So it looks like the eyes are all like cloudy. It's supposed to be dead, but he hand makes all these lures. So this is made of wood. It's a rat style wake bait you can see here. He makes this. How awesome. He's even got his TBL there engraved on the lip, Top Banana Lures. He said it's a good loud bait. You can kind of hear here when it clicks together. It's just a 2-piece jointed rat wake bait. How freaking awesome is this thing? I'll link him down below. Hit him up, pick some of these up because this thing is awesome. I want to throw the rat style baits a lot more. You know, my dude from Sack Pig, he's got some awesome rats. That's what's cool is there's a number of people out there making sick baits like this. Give them a go. Hit them up, support those small bait makers. I can't talk enough about them. Top Banana Lures is making some cool stuff. Not just rats, he's making some glide baits, all kinds of stuff. You see him messing around on Instagram, but... Okay, next up we got a box from Hackney, the original Craig, as I know him. Sent me a box of stuff. People always write me notes. Absolutely, it's awesome. Like, I love getting these because he said, you're the best. We can all relate to you without having a $100,000 boat. Now listen, my friend, don't get me wrong. If I had $100,000 extra and a large garage, I would have a boat. It wouldn't be that expensive, but I would have one. But anyway, he said, just wanted to give back to you. Thanks for being a bank angler like the rest of us, and wrote me a bunch more. But he sent me a box out of appreciation, and it's always cool as heck that people do that. So he sent me a couple little nail files. I believe he said he uses these to sharpen his hooks as something cheap and on the go. I'm sure they don't last too long because they're like foam, but I honestly never thought of that. He sent me a bunch of chatterbaits. This one he actually threw some extra EWG hooks in, man. Thank you. But this is the Project Z weedless. So y'all know I have talked in depth about this one right here, which I'll show you, the cross eyes. The Project Z is also weedless, but as you can see on the top of it, instead of having wires, it's got your regular jig style brush guard. So it's got your soft plastic keepers there, 2 of them on the back to really hold the plastic. It's got a stout hook too, man. This thing is stout. You can throw this in heavy stuff. And the nose is a little bit different. So it's got the molded piece there on the nose with the blade that clacks up here. So that's the Project Z weedless. Good one that I've used. I remember I had a bluegill style that I caught a bunch on. If you can see it there, the cross eyes snag resistant bladed jig. This is one I have talked a ton about. Again, it's got the 2 wires up here. So you take them, bend them. Every time you catch a fish, you do kind of have to watch, but I bend them in a V like that over the hook. Can see the blade does attach directly to the head, but you can see it's closer to it, so I notice it does get more of a click on it. But perfect little chatterbait for bank anglers. It's got that O'Shaughnessy hook here, just a little bit smaller, more compact. I really like this one, and it does have your soft plastic keeper on there. Really like that one for a bank angler. I think that's one of the best out there. Dude, he even threw in a couple of the stealths. Now, people kind of talked crap about this. I feel like, a lot of people were saying, oh, that's dumb. I would just go with a jackhammer like this. Absolutely, this is the spot remover color. It worked wonders. Caught a number of fish on this. I think 3.5 pounder earlier this year was like one of our earlier days out. The head on this, it clacks really well. The jackhammer's awesome. However, I actually had a couple really good days on this. This is what the stealth blade looks like. So it's got this clear, like, I don't know, polycarbonate type lip. It's a smaller lip. It's more of a smaller, compact overall profile chatterbait. Now, throw a little soft plastic on here that doesn't have a bunch of movement. I like to use a fluke cut down, some sort of straight tail worm, whatever you want. And this has a very subtle vibration with that clear blade. I think in cleaner water where you don't want a bunch of flash and a bunch of clacking to scare the fish away, I like this a lot, especially the lakes around here we get in the Midwest will start to get vegetation. When it's not all the way up to the top, you can bring it just over that and fish it in that clear water. Usually that vegetation is going to help kind of clear it up in the shallows. And this thing was awesome. So don't listen to the people that say, oh, the stealth blade sucks compared to the others. I think it has its place. It's not a dirty water chatterbait, but I like it. Now, speaking of, he also did throw in a jackhammer. Everybody should know about these by now. The jackhammer is one of the standards in that dirtier stained water. It's got a very unique sound to it. Definitely catches fish. It's a little bit pricey, but it's got a little bit better hardware. The clip up here, it's got a really good dual soft plastic keeper on it. Overall, a great bait. Now, admittedly, one I need to put more work in early this year. He also sent me one of the big blades. A little bit larger chatterbait, more vibration. You can kind of slow roll it. I know Fishing with Gramps was talking about he and his brother Jeremy had an awesome day early in the year kicking butt on the big blade chatterbait. So more vibration out of it. I think probably easier, like I said, to slow roll with more resistance. Overall, a little bit heavier too. So 1/2 ounce is what he sent me on these, but that's a perfect like early spring muddy water after there's been a bunch of rain and stuff. Thank you very much, my friend. I appreciate those. All right, next up from my dude, Ron Hawley. Again, sent me a note. I freaking love this. BassNinja.com. Said he's been looking for a company that makes small mud puppy baits, something he really likes. Talked about a few other things that he really likes that I threw some in for you and for Dizzle. Always got to give some Dizzle love in there. Some other stuff, he said, stuff that he can't find anywhere else in the market. So this is my guy, Mr. Bassel's Chap, as we all know him. Always in my lives, always supporting. I appreciate the heck out of you. Oh, this must have been what he threw in for Dizzle, one of these packages of air. Cool, he'll like that because Dizzle's full of hot air. So the company's called Bass Ninja, and this is the 7.5-inch mud puppy. So as a subscriber of the channel, he knows me. He sent me that purple. How freaking sick is that thing? Now, with the mud puppies, I actually had some like this as a kid. I never caught anything off of them, but I always thought they looked cool as hell. They had those like axolotl, you know, mud puppy red gills on them. It had the large tail like this, and mine even had like a like little paddle tail thing at the back. These don't. They're just a larger ribbon tail, 7.5 inches. So you're thinking Carolina rig. Rig this baby up on an EWG hook in the summer. Look at that thing. It's like an oversized lizard with a ribbon tail on back. That thing is cool, and definitely not something you see very often. I'm kidding. He actually did throw in, you can see he even wrote on there, Randy, Randizzle. Dizzle loves stickers, and I have to admit, that sticker is pretty BA. That's like my old school Ninja Turtle love for him. That thing's pretty sick. And he picked a package of those up for Dizzle in the copper color. Man, those things are neat. You don't see, you know, a lot of strange creature baits like that. Like I said, it's like a lizard on steroids. I bet the dudes in Texas crush on this. Okay, next up we've got a bag from Mr. William Slabe. He sent me some goodies. Holy smokes. So he knows I'm a frog guy. Look at this thing. Hollow belly shad color. Now I do have one of these in black. I don't think I've ever thrown it because this is a honker. I don't know the size of it exactly, but you can see compared to like the Teckle Sprinker, look at the size difference. Just the body of this is almost the size of the entire Sprinker. So definitely a big fish frog. I mean, man, look at that. I don't know about the back of it though. I wish the hooks were a little bit different shape. I feel like you could have kind of a suspect hookup ratio, but wow, the size of it, especially if you're looking to catch some big, huge Mondo bass. Woo! As the awesome dude he is, he did include a note from AKA Yak and Tube is what he is on YouTube. Said, you've been one of my few inspirations in getting back into fishing, starting back again in the summer of 2019. During these years, he said he's learned some great tips, and I appreciate the heck when people say that because he says, find wood, pitch to wood. I've got to get some shirts made of that because I think that's probably one of my favorite sayings that has actually helped people on my channel. But he went on to talk about a bunch of different stuff. But thank you, brother, for the note. Again, I love when people do that. Another Lunker Candy frog. This almost looks like the, what is it, the Live Target? Kind of has that similar shape to it. That looks good. And I do like the Live Target frogs. That's just the regular all black frog. He knows I do like a all black frog. One of my childhood favorites, the rooster tail. When I was young, I thought all inline spinners were just called rooster tails because that's all me and dad ever fished. But a larger one like this is actually really good for wiper, yellow bass. The smaller ones around here seem to be the only thing I can catch stock trout on, which is fun as heck if you've never tried it. But catch a bunch of stuff on those. And then a couple other smaller frogs, the Castaic frog and then the Catch Saber frog. I don't know that I've heard of these. I've heard of Castaic lures. I don't know that I've heard of their frog, but a little bit smaller, more of a finesse frog. You can see they're only a couple inches long.
That's what she said.
Anyway, get your frog finesse on. Thank you, brother. I appreciate all the frog love. Next up, I've got a note from Mr. Ken Klein. Now, he goes on to say that, you know, he used to fish with him and his dad when he was younger. Of course, then he said it was just a bobber and minnows, which is still fun. Randy and I joke about that. Nothing wrong with it. He said, wanted to say thank you to me and my channel. He's learned so much. Goes on to talk about a bunch of stuff. He says, unfortunately, he has been kind of a tackle junkie. Said, didn't have anything to send, but he did join my channel as a member. So, Ken, thank you very much, brother. Anybody else that wants to support me that way, an awesome, fun way to do it. Don't think you need to send me stuff, and don't even think you need to become a member. Watching, liking, sharing the videos, all that's free, and it helps me out a ton. So, Ken, thank you for becoming a member, my friend. Everybody else that has become members on my channel, I appreciate the heck out of you. Okay, next up here is from my guy, Bassassin. Again, sent me a note. Said he wanted to send a letter to say thanks. My unboxings and gear reviews are some of his favorites. Said I appreciate the money-saving tips for budget anglers like me. P.S. I included a hat pin with my logo for a giveaway. Ooh. So these are all lures that Mr. Bassassin has made. He said this was kind of one way he saved money is putting some of his favorite things together. So that's a pretty sick spinnerbait there. The old Crazy Craw red and orange. That's a good spring color. 3/8 ounce buzzbait in the, can't see anything in that bag. 3/8 ounce buzzbait in the green pumpkin black. Good natural color there. Was trying to be cool and spin it. Didn't work. Good looking Arky style little flipping jig. I'll have to share some of these with Randizzle, I suppose. Ooh, sweet looking swim jig in his perch color. I like that one a lot. I like the breakup lines on it too. One of his pins, that thing is sick. Bassassin. It's got the bass there ready to do some fishing work. I love it. Look at that. I don't even know where you get these made at. Sweet looking Okeechobee craw. Randy will probably want to steal this one. That's one of his favorite colors. Little vibrating jig. And then a couple plastics. So he's got like, I think that's the Do It Ripper mold. Good looking little swim bait. Y'all know I love some, is that a 10-inch? 10-inch ribbon tail worm, 9-inch maybe, 10-inch. Love a large worm like that during the summer. Green pumpkin, great versatile color. Can dip the tail in chartreuse or the head in chartreuse. Oh yeah. And last up, Dizzle will probably steal these too. These kind of look like the Rage craws. They've got the little Rage flanges on there. Those are different. It's got like the ribbed, this is like a ribbed claw section though, a little bit different. Those are neat. I don't know that I've ever seen this mold before. That's pretty cool. I guarantee Randizzle will steal a couple of those. So, Mr. Bass Assassin, thank you, my friend, and everybody else for sending stuff. Now, listen, I have to share with all of you and give back. I've got a bunch of extra stuff. I get stuff like this from awesome people, and I appreciate the heck out of it. Comment below and let me know what was your favorite. You want to see Debo struggle with some topwater wake baits? I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but Mr. Top Banana Lures, that thing is sick. Maybe you want to see me catch something on the oversized toad. Or maybe Dizzle and I have a showdown with the mud puppy lures. Comment below and let me know. Now listen, my subscribed fishing friends for today is everybody that I named off sending me stuff. It always blows me away when people write letters. Listen, I'm just a guy like you in the Midwest or wherever you live. I happen to be in the great state of Iowa, but just a guy who loves to fish. So the fact that I've helped so many people, they take time and money to send me stuff, write me letters, truly does blow me away. So I appreciate the absolute heck out of all you. It's late, I need to edit, so thank you for watching, and until next time...